We're now going to hear from Mary Margaret Scanlan. Jim Rogers is going to give Tanky's background and ample credentials, and then Mary Margaret will speak. Thank you. It's going to get worse from here on. Before the rest of this goes on, plenty of people have asked me, how do you get into the Hall of Fame, LeRoy? All you do is start one and then put yourself in years later. It's very simple. The next person is a guy named John Scanlan. His nickname is John Tanky Scanlan. He's deceased, unfortunately, but he wasn't named Tanky because he was long and lean. He was a member of the class of 1951, was absolutely a star halfback on the football team, leading them to a 6-2 record. Scanlan was also a leading scorer on the basketball team and a solid baseball player, and is credited with bringing Little League baseball to LeRoy. Now, when you think about an honor, if you go to the games today for the Little League, at the end of the league, they have the Scanlan Trophy. That's named after Tanky. I was very fortunate to know Tanky when I was growing up, like a lot of these folks. My father hired us to work for Tanky to rake his yard of stones. And Tanky would come out every day to make sure we got the big ones and the little ones, and then the minuscule ones. Greg's here, he can tell you it was torturous. My father told us it was a great learning experience. I didn't agree with it. Tanky worked a lap insulator. He worked in a department where they took the insulators, put them in the stress machine, and snapped them in half to see if they would hold up. And every year, there was a high school or college returnee for their summer job, and they put him in with Tanky in that thing because he was such a good mentor to so many people. Without a lot of further ado, one thing I'll say about him, he was a nice man. And there's nobody in this room or in this town that would think different. So would you please come up and give remarks about your father, John Tanky Scanlan.
Good morning. I'm honored to be here today. My husband, John, wanted very much to be here. My husband, John, wanted very much to be here today to honor his father, but unfortunately, he's in the hospital recovering from back surgery. He prepared a speech for you today. I will read it just as John would have read it to you if he were here today. My father has been gone for a very long time, and if he were here, he would be both humble and honored as I am in accepting for him. My father, like many kids of his era, grew up in a time when sports meant everything, and he played it every day. Every area of the village had a neighborhood team. To the west, it was Creekside. To the north, it was Jerseyside. And where my father lived, it was Southside. They would have their rival games competing against each other in football, basketball, and baseball, developing and honing their skills for future athletic endeavors. Once he began playing high school sports, these neighborhood rivals became his teammates and friends for life. Although he never spoke much about his athletic success, he would mention names like Charlie Pasquale, Bobby Lapp, Mort, Zeke, and Clarkie Viscovi. All great athletes, and anyone of whom could easily be represented here as well. So it's a nice thing you're doing, honoring my father. And on behalf of Mary Margaret and myself, we thank you, and maybe by remembering him, it will evoke memories of other athletes from that era, a time when sports meant everything. Thank you.